In this video, we'll use the Google Sheets to show the trendline and polynomial of the gamma distribution function. We begin with the datasets of the GAMMADIST, which involves alpha and beta. The value of alpha will be data validation, list of items, or values of alpha from 1 to 3. We can start with 1. And the value beta. So data validation, list of items from 1 to 3. And save. We can start for 1. Start with 1. For the value of k, which is also data validation, list of items 0 or 1. And save. We can start from 0. Now the cumulative probability density function, which is GAMMADIST, array formula. GAMMADIST of the x values, gamma or alpha, gamma or beta, and 0 because this is the probability density function. And this time the cumulative distribution function. So array formula, GAMMADIST of the x values, gamma, alpha, gamma, beta, gamma, 1, because this is the cumulative distribution function. Now we continue with the Taylor series expansion of both, which is the summation of a times x to the power alpha minus 1 plus k plus n, where the value of n is from 0 to infinity. And the value of a is equal to array formula minus 1 raised to the power n. That's our numerator. Divided by now our denominator. The denominator has 4 parts. Gamma, alpha. So gamma of alpha. That's the first part. Second part, beta raised to the power the quantity alpha plus n. So beta raised to the power the quantity alpha plus n. Alpha plus n. The next part, which is the factorial n. So factorial of n. And finally, the last part. The last part is the quantity alpha plus n raised to the power k. So the quantity alpha plus n raised to the power k. Now we can complete the Taylor series expansion. So array formula, series sum of the x values raised to the power alpha minus 1 plus k plus n. This begins with alpha minus 1 plus k. So alpha minus 1 plus k, gamma. The interval will be n. So at n equals 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, up to infinity. So the interval is 1. And the coefficient will be the coefficient a, this range. And we'll chart this. Insert chart. And we use scatter chart. Use column as label. We delete the title. We don't need that. We need a space. We show the trend line. So we show the trend line. The type, polynomial. The degree, 6. For the label, use the equation. For the legend, position at the bottom. For the series, the point sizes will be maximum, except for the expansion. The point size will be none, but its line thickness will be maximum. Now we have the trend line and polynomial of the gamma distribution. we'll calculate this polynomial regression coefficient using LINEST. To do that, we complete the LINEST matrix starting with the power. Is equal to transpose 0 to 6. And the elements of the matrix, array formula of the x values raised to the power 0 to 6. And now we can calculate LINEST. That's LINEST for the GAMMADIST, the probability density function, that's star data y and data x. LINEST for the expansion, data y and data x. For the probability density function or cumulative distribution function, data y and data x. Now let's compare our coefficients with the chart. Coefficient of x to the 0, 1, 1, 0. This is 0. 2.59 times 10 to the minus 3. Coefficient of x, negative 0.987. 0.987. Coefficient of x squared, 0.466. 0.46, negative 0.466. Coefficient of x cubed, negative 0.131. Positive 0.131. Coefficient of x to the 4th, 0.0226. 0.0226, negative 0.0226. Coefficient of x to the 5th, negative 2.17 times 10 to the minus 3, negative 2.18 times 10 to the minus 3, positive 2.17 times 10 to the minus 3. Coefficient of x to the 6th, 8.86 times 10 to the minus 5, 8.9 times 10 to the minus 5, negative 8.86 times 10 to the minus 5. Suppose we change this to, we can toggle this to 1, and these values will be the same, and their polynomial regression coefficients will be the same. Continue with 1.5 and toggle this to 0. Continue with 2 and toggle this to 1. 2.5, toggle this to 0. And 3, toggle this to 1. Then we continue with, we go back to 1 and change this to 1.5. Toggle this to 0. Then change this to 1.5. Toggle this to 1. And this will be changed to 3, to 2. Toggle this to 0. Change it to 2.5. Toggle this to 1. And 3. Toggle this to 0. We can do this the same. Change this to 2. Starting from 1. Toggle this to 0 to 1. 1.5. Toggle this to 0. 2. Toggle this to 1. This completes the use of the SERIESSUM function, the GAMMADIST function, the LINEST function to generate the trend line of the gamma distribution function, gamma distribution using Google Sheets.